Hey y'all, it's Lindsay with the Fiber Seed, and it is WIP Wednesday where I share what I've been working on, which are a couple things. First up, I did a live yesterday on Instagram. I haven't done that in 5 years. Anyway, might do those more often. Maybe on Mondays, maybe in the middle of the day. Also made me realize I need a clock in my craft room. I know I don't have one in here, and time isn't supposed to exist. It's hard to tell time without a clock. Anyway, first up, what am I doing? I've got stuff to show you. I've got a lot of stuff to show you. So, this Friday, Reese and Penelope's Rainbow Soup is coming out. I know it's supposed to come on the 5th Friday, but we weren't at a show. We were coming back from the show in the snow and all the fun stuff. So we didn't have the update. And I forgot to tell Jordan. The pictures were up there for him to edit. Anyways, so Rainbow Soup, 2 colors. First color, sounds like, no, I'm just kidding. This one is called Mr. Tentacles. It's Reese's colorway. He made it on sock, DK, and worsted. So it's named after our fish. That is a beta. It's a male beta, so there's purple down here, not black. This is a deep purple here hiding. There we go. And then there's teal here, Gulfstream kind of flavor. And there's navy in there and twilight. So not navy. Midsummer, but they all blend together. So there's blue, there's teal, there's aqua, there's purple. So I had that in sock, DK. Now you see the purple there. And then worsted. That fuzzy. Anyway, so what does that look like on a swatch? Well, here's the cake. Yeah, now you can see it. Isn't that pretty? And then here is the knit and crochet swatches. They're done on DK weight. So here's the knit one. The crochet. I know it's a little wonky. I didn't actually block these. These were blocked by hanging in the Florida, I'm not going to call it winter or summer, the Florida weather. So there's enough humidity that they kind of just even themselves out and relaxed. So that's how that works up. And then Penelope's is called Cotton Candyland. So she also did it on sock, DK, and worsted. And so this is Cotton Candyland sock, DK, and worsted. And this is what it looks like in a cake. So there's blue and aqua going on because there's aqua and pink, and then where the aqua and pink kind of mix, there's a purpley tone and or blue, depending on the level of the colors as they overlapped and made their own new color. So that's what it looks like. This is what it looks like in another DK weight swatch. I'm doing most of my swatches on DK weight now because it gives you a good idea of how it can look on both the worsted and the sock in comparison to doing it in sock and then going, well, worsted looks a little different. Well, it does. But anyway, that's the knitted swatch and the crocheted swatch. So it changes a little, but not much in the whole idea of how it looks worked up. So those are going to be out on Friday. Now, I have taken to, if you've noticed, the website doesn't have all the colors we used to have. Well, we still have the colors. They're sitting in the yarn room. We just don't have all the pictures of them because we changed our style of picture taking, but we also changed the website, which was not like, here's the new stuff. It was like, nope, got to create them by themselves. You guys have been hearing this if you've been around for a while. It's taking a lot. But we've made a schedule up. And so there will be releases, not necessarily like new color, but like maybe it's new to you. But hey, we have pictures, so this item's up on the website. And that's going to happen on Thursdays when we don't have shows. Okay. So Tonal Tuesdays is when we bring out a tonal solid that's not on the website yet, but is something we have that you might see at a show and then go, hey, I don't see it. It's like, we have it. It's coming. But now we're doing the multicolors. So I grabbed my one skein. This is Con Edison. It always sells out. It is also the one when I do my little, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. And we have swatches. If it's not above it, just give me a holler and I'll find it. This is the one. And then I'm like, except for that one, because I don't have it. So we had one left. And in my mind, I went, if this one's still here when we get back to the studio, I'm making a swatch. So here it is. Here's my crochet swatch. And I didn't block it. I did this while I was on the live, which was amazing that I could do my crochet, because knitting, I can literally look at you like this and not look down at it until I get like to the last end of the row, and I need to look when I put my needle in to start the row, but then after that I can look straight back at you. But with this, I had to like look down to make sure I was getting both the front and the back of the loop. So I was kind of looked down, but then, you know, looking and talking, it was fun. Anyway, so here's my swatch that's not blocked of Con Edison. Now, this is how it also normally looks like knitting, with the whole idea of like it going every which way. It doesn't normally line up specifically to stack or anything, right? Like that's not gonna happen often. So I wouldn't like tell you it's a planned pooling thing. I'd be like, yeah, you might, if you possibly, you know, won the lottery, make it work that way. Well, I should go play the lottery because this is how it's working up in the swatch. Isn't it pretty though? That is so awesome. It does not always look like this. I wasn't paying attention when I cast on, so I wasn't intentionally trying to line up my stitches with the pattern repeat, but it looks really neat. So what I might do is do another swatch so that you can see the two different possible ways that this works up. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea, or just leave the one swatch and say, hey, it's not going to probably look like this often, but that's a fun way to do it. Yeah, so there's that. I did that. I had it in my Cottontail Farms bag from one of our collaborations. And I need to check to see if we're going to do a collaboration for Carolina Fiber Fest, because that's coming up. I don't know. But we do have a couple of shows where we're all together. The four of us being Fangirl Fibers, Cottontail Farms, and Yarn Over Floyd, and myself. So anyway, got that in that bag. My other WIPs. I was reminded today that I have 4 weeks, not guaranteed because this is for a baby, of finishing this blanket here. I didn't take this to Florida, and I should have, but I had other stuff I had to work on. This is a baby blanket. It needs to be a little bit longer. I think I'm into my third, maybe. I'm into my third ball. I'm 2/3 into the being gone with the second one, if that makes sense. So here it is so far. Is there a pattern? No, I am making this on the fly. I'm now regretting it. Does it look bad? No, it doesn't look bad at all. But I'm now having to think about, and I'm not making this into a pattern. So nobody asked me to draft this into a pattern. Because I would definitely do it different if I did it. I've got an idea of what I want it to look like now. Didn't when I started. Still looks pretty. Is going to be completely unique and one of a kind for Bo. But yeah, I'm having to keep track of what I'm doing a little too much, if that makes sense. Like I've got a level of mindless knit, and I eked over that level just too much to where I have to look down and pay attention. So there have been spots where I've had to tink and fix. Luckily, it wasn't too far down, but I've had to do that, which slows you down when you're trying to speed against a deadline that is moving. So yeah, this is what it looks like so far. When it gets blocked out, it'll open up a little bit more. But basically, it's like a little bit of like a basket weave with textural square thing going on at the same time. So I like it. It's out of Trailhead on Sprout DK. That's in the shop. That was our end of year color. So yeah, and I'm using Cottontail Farm stitch markers that I've gotten, and Fangirl Fiber stitch markers. There, if they'll flip the right direction. Little teapot, cozy teapot, some cozy socks. Yeah, socks. There. I'm like showing you stuff and it's not working. You're gonna look at this sock. There we go. Socks. Okay. Anyway, got that. I'm keeping my yarn straight for this one. I don't know why I did. It's because I was in the car. I've got a yarn pocket from Cottontail Farms. And then I've got my Allegheny Fiber Arts bag with unicorns holding it. No enamel pins on those for some reason. I don't have any on there. So I'll grab some off of my, it's back here. I've got some my enamel pin display. It's not a pin. I should probably do that. I've got it on one of my felted yarn bowls. So I might change that up this year. Anyway, what else have I worked on? Well, look at me go on Jordan's Southwood sweater. So I was probably up here when I started. After I did the kids' swatches, I worked on Jordan's sweater out of Bering Sea. This is how far I've gotten. I'm alternating balls. Did I remember that at the beginning? Not really. So then I started. You can, but not really see where I did that. So I would recommend alternating balls just for consistency's sake. depending on what you use. From my yarn, it could be like, didn't have to do it, totally fine. Other ones, there's more artistic quality to the dye style, so just do it. So it'll make you happy. Anyway, that's how far I'm at. I'm here. I've gotten that many inches into the body. I think I've got like 10 to go. No, 14 to go. Yes, 14. I've got my Ann Tudor stitch markers. I don't know if she does her glass stitch markers anymore, and I don't know that she has any stock left because she does some mystery updates sometimes of stitch markers, but I do enjoy those. I also have another Fangirl Fiber stitch marker. I don't know why I made that face, but I'm going to show it to you, and it didn't flip on you. Ha! It's a little fire. So I've got a little campfire here and a little campfire here. Isn't that fun? All right. So this is sprout worsted in Bering Sea, and it's the Southwood. I should have looked this up. Looked at it before I shared this with you guys, so I don't have to try to find the front page. Southwood by Galt House of Yarn, because there's no actual name on this. So yeah, it's a, I'm assuming it is a unisex pattern. So and you can do this from 0 to 6 months up to a 5XL, like 64-inch chest circumference. It's just a basic raglan. So I've enjoyed it. There's, actually, I recommend this. If you don't want to really deal with texture, but you want to do a raglan, it's easy, and it has instructions for your basic raglan, or if you want to do short rows in the back. So there's 2 options for you to follow from that. So yeah, I like that. I've got that one in another of my Allegheny fiber art bags. I shall show you to you. Anyway, so there's that. What else? Oh, if you check my stories on the socials, we're going to call it Faceagram. Now I don't have to say the whole word, and they're owned by the same people anyway. But I refuse to call it meta. Anyway, look at my shawl that I blocked. That was tedious. Let me tell you what, I use blocking wires. Normally I just like steam block the booger and leave it, like not pinning it out or anything. I know, improper. What am I going to do? Nothing. So yeah, I did steam block this though because I want to see how big it would get, because this is only one hank. I've got a ball that's size of like maybe a ping pong ball left. I wanted to leave enough for the variation and tension from people. But yeah, so here is the pattern. It's a shawl. You just go like this if you want. I mean, there's multiple ways you can do a shawl, but anyway, now I just have to remember what amazing name I thought of from y'all helping me out with suggestions, which spurred on another thought for a name. I didn't write it down. Go me. Yeah. But anyway, it is crochet. It is doing plan pulling in a fun way. And yeah, so there it is. And I use Balsam Range and Sprout Sock. So, yeah, that is that. And then I can show you my fiber finds from Sunkissed Fiber Festival. It was awesome. It's so much fun. This is the bag I got from Cottontail Farms. Look how big this is. Huge. I got this one because it has all this fun stuff. We went to the Florida Aquarium with the kids while we were there, so we got to see sea turtles and stuff like that. And of course, had to get my flamingo fix. So I got one of these bags. Oh, that's so fun. And then there, Laura from Creative For You by Laura brought around these cute flamingo stitch markers. So I got those. And then I got this from Gypsy Mountain Farm. So Robin's amazing, and she has her own sheep. And so this is a boucle. I'm going to use it in weaving, I think. I'm going to get my loom out. So I'm super excited. I know I keep saying I'm doing weaving projects, but I think that I'm going to use this for a sunset. I'm going to figure out how to hook up my rigid heddle to make it work as a tapestry. If I think I can do that, I'll figure it out. I'm excited. Anyway, or both. Yeah, so I'm excited. Isn't that pretty though? So those are my fiber finds. That's all my works in progress. Let's see if I can get sleeves on that sweater by next week. I know. Actually, no. Let's see if I can get that baby blanket done by next week. That's a better one to work on. Yeah. So more new things are coming in the next couple weeks, like the February color of the month. Not just saying that because I dyed it. And then the color of the year is going to be coming out, and there will be at Lamekins Retreat on the 21st. Look at me with dates. It's just because I remember, I just wrote it down. And then we'll be at Chattanooga's Scenic Stitches on the 20th and the 1st. So February is going to be bumping, and I'm all for it. So yeah, let's see what stuff I get into next week. Until then, happy crafting.